You're watching JD's Variety Channel.
Looks like I made a little friend here. Anyhow, first good target came in a 56 on the T2, which is what I'm swinging here today to test this spot. Second target after a piece of can slaw. It's really beat up, but it's a 1953 nickel. So that's a good sign. Let's keep swinging. Okay guys, well, I'm just going to show a little bit of this here. I'm just out in an open field, and there used to be an old skull here, and I've located where the building used to be. Right around in this patch, right in here somewhere. It's loaded with iron. All of a sudden, from being pretty quiet, I got overload signals, iron signals all over the place, and the ground's been manipulated. So I found the old skull site, which is awesome. So I'm trying to get out of the middle of where it was tore out of all that garbage and iron, and work around the edges of it. Got a good signal locked here. There's a lot of modern trash in here too. But here's like an 84, sometimes even bouncing up into the low 90s, mostly in the mid 80s. But when I pinpoint, it's got some depth in it, about 6 inches. Nice consistent signal. So we'll see what it is. Okay, right off to the side where I'm at here, or just showed this is about where the skull is. That signal, this does look like it was dosed here in this section because there's a lot of rocks down here. Pulled this big one out of the hole. Now, I got a dime down in the hole, and it has a little glint to it. To be that deep, I don't think it's going to be modern. I think I see dime on the back. This could be a really beat up silver rosy that was annihilated by when this place was excavated. Definitely is a rosy, and I'm telling you what, it's definitely going to be silver. There's a lot of racket here. Roosters, dogs, you name it. Yeah, look at that. This was beat up. This was tore up when they probably raised the skull. That's a neat find, though. Shows me that there's stuff here. Bent up 1950 silver Roosevelt dime. We will take it. Let's keep swinging.
After chatting with a local old-timer, I learned that the skull had burned to the ground many years ago. It's possible this silver dime was inside the skull when it burned. I've heard stories of skull renovations where numerous old coins were found behind lockers. You just never know where small valuables can get trapped. One can only wonder where this little guy was hiding all these years.
Okay, I found some remains of the skull. You can see there's a little bench over there. And I was right, the skull ran right through here and across the field this way. And you can see, there's some concrete right here, and just listen, there's all through here. There's just iron shatter, overload signals, all kinds of stuff. This is definitely where the skull sat, and apparently I guess that rosy I found was right where it was all dosed. So man, I'm glad to get that through all the rubbish. Hopefully there's some more stuff around here that's not buried that I can squeak out. I'm gonna keep looking. Let's get some more. It's gonna be a lot of digging in here today, trying to get some good stuff in between all this, because this has all been raised. Got about 6 inches down there. Got a crushed up Budweiser can. Good grief. Okay, off to the side, you can see this is rich. Doesn't look like this ground has been manipulated. Had a nice 82 about 5 inches down. We got a penny in the hole. I'm gonna try to get in the shade. It's hard to see in the viewfinder. This one's a memorial. It's high relief though. This is pretty old. Okay, 1968. So we're definitely getting on some coins from the skull. Sweet. It's nice just to find stuff to let me know it's down here. Okay, I'm gonna keep looking. So here's, looks like some concrete left over from the skull. I believe this was the front, and it went back this way. That's what I'm believing. There's very few patches that haven't been dug up or moved around. I obviously located where it was at in the center there with all the iron. I found a few places that haven't been manipulated. And now over here, I'm assuming this was some sort of around a parking area. It's a real rich black soil with like a fine gravel, kind of how old parking lots normally are. Had an 82 signal, and it wasn't very deep, probably about 2 inches there. And I pulled out my first wheat penny. I think it's 1950 something. I'll go ahead and put it in my pouch. Not much modern stuff here. I think the only modern coin I found so far was a clad quarter, and I'm pulling tons of cans and lids and just garbage everywhere, but you got to do it if you want to dig out this kind of place. This isn't the kind of place you can really come and cherry pick. You just got to dig all kinds of stuff. So let's get back at it. I originally had a hard time pinpointing that tone because there was another signal above it. I kind of switched sides here now. You can see when I flip my plug back over, there was a little bit of glass right there too. I'll take a look at that. But there's still a tone in there. You can hear how the tone varies. But when you hit it the right way, man, it hits nice. Between like 83 and 87, mostly. So hopefully that's a silver coin down in there with that wheat penny. I'm gonna dig it up and we'll see what we got. Okay, I got the hole opened up, pulled out this huge rock, and you can see this hole is just full of all kinds of different old glass. That's really thick too. That's got to be an old bottle. And the target's right here in the plug. More glass. Let's see if we can. And that's part of a crushed up bottle in there. You can see the cap. There's a wheat penny right by it. It says 666 on it. Yeah, I got a really faint 89 signal with some depth on it. You can see that big plug I popped. And as soon as I popped it, I saw it right there. It's a penny. I just dug a 1968 penny a second ago. And that one is 1962. So other than one modern quarter, everything out of here has been 1968 or older so far. Okay, let's check the hole again while I get the camera rolling. I think that was it. Okay, right out of this hole right here, I just pulled this Coke bottle cap. I'm just going to throw it on the ground for a second. I'm going to put it back in my pouch because I'm holding my detector. Right above it, check that signal, 9091. But when you pinpoint, it's not screaming like it's right on the surface. So that could be something good. Let me get this, let me get a plug popped and we'll see what we got. All right, you heard it. I'm down in these rocks again, right off to the side of that bottle cap, and it must have fell out of the plug when I lifted it. Look at the side here. Looks like a silver quarter. It's gotta be. That can't be modern. No way. Oh, yes. I don't want to rub it too much there. It looks like maybe 1943 or 45, probably 43. Beautiful. So pretty much I'm in, trying to cherry pick a little bit now, but I'm eventually just gonna have to dig all kinds of crap out of here to get these masked ones. Awesome. Let's keep looking. A weak 80-81 signal, probably a good 5 inches down from where I pulled it out there, and I saw a dime, but this one's clad. It is 1966 though, so still yet, other than one very shallow modern quarter, have yet to find anything newer than 1968 on the coins. So there's stuff from the skull down under this ground. On to the next hole. Okay, I got a nice solid 85 signal that's pinpointing tight and saying about 4 inches. I'll do this one live. Let's do it. Nice and soft ground here, not as many rocks right in this section. All right. Not sure what that is. Man, that's heavy. It's gotta be brass or something. Good signal anyway. Probably a piece of the school. A deep jumpy signal way down there. A double cola lid. I don't know if I've ever heard double cola. That's an old one. And in the hole with it was this here. Not quite sure what that would have broken off of. Almost looks like it could be part of an old toilet. No idea. Okay, solid 84 in this hole. Pop the plug. I'm about 4 inches down. And the signal's coming in good. Let's go right here, see if we can find it. Let's get some dirt out of there. It's right in the pile here somewhere. Ooh. Is that a coin? Oops. It's got a hole in it. It could just be junk, but I don't think it's a token. It looks more like a button or just a piece of junk. I'll clean it off, let you know. Okay, that little piece here, it appears it's just iron, it's just crap. That actually wasn't the main signal I was digging for. I rechecked the hole. It was actually shallow in my plug, only about 2 inches down, but it is a coin. I checked it again with the detector, then it came up 81, and that little iron piece a few inches below it spiked the signal to 84. And that one's a wheat penny. Sweet. Second wheatie. In a bit since my last good target. Another 1968 penny. That's the third one. Rang up in the low 80s. Just dug the newest penny so far, 1973D. Alright, that gave off a huge signal. It's an aluminum Mayfield dairy farm lid. Obviously, I'd guess it was off a jug of milk. I think that's pretty old. That's neat anyway, I'll set that one aside. You can also see it says Athens, Tennessee 37303. I'm nowhere near Athens right now, but I hunted there last year around one of the original Mayfield dairy farms. Not around the farm itself, but the general area. So that's pretty neat to connect that with another area I've hunted. Okay, I'm locked onto a good signal, and I want to finish this one live just because I think it's going to be a coin. Really locking in tight and conductive, 83. And let's see if we can find it in the plug here. There it is, there's the edge right there. What is it? Memorial penny. 1974. Beats the last one, 1 year newer. Just got an 80 signal. Thought it was going to be another bottle cap. Since it rang up that low, I think this is going to be a wheatie. About 4 inches down in my plug. Nope, that one's just another memorial. High relief though. 1964. Guess most of the stuff that comes out of here is going to be from the 50s and the 60s. Okay, I isolated a nice coin tone here that was ringing in between 82 and 86. Very solid. I cut the plug, so we'll do this semi-live. This is out in that kind of area that I think might have been the parking lot. It's a good signal. That's in the plug. There it is. It's a penny. $19.65. Okay, another signal in the mid-80s. Sounds like a solid coin tone. Got it in my plug, so let's check it. Oh man. Yeah, it's a spill. Man, they were stuck together. That was cool. It's 2 pennies, but they're old. Older. One's 1960. Set that off to the side. It's this one here. 1964. Oh, too bad there wasn't a silver in there. That's still pretty neat though. Alright, I think that was it. A little early 1960s penny sandwich. Okay, had a real scratchy tone, would barely come in. I thought it might be iron, but when it locked on, it would really come in good. See a penny there on the hole. I just raked this piece of glass off the plug, bottom of a bottle, and when I moved it, the penny was underneath it. Obviously, I was doing that with my gloves on. So how old's this one? 1969. I didn't film it, but I just got another 69 a little bit ago. Got an interesting signal here that's masked. I thought it was junk at first. Obviously it could be. Man, it's ringing in high 80s. Kind of a weird signal. Cutting out a little bit, but I think it's because if you come over to the left, there's something on the surface right there. So I'll see if I can separate these. I think that might be a good target off to the right here, because when I try to pinpoint, it's showing depth too. Well, I'm glad I isolated that target. I got down to it. It was a penny, and it's a wheat penny. 1944. Nice. Signal that was giving me real grief to find. I don't know if it was on edge or what. It's ringing up between 85 and 90. It's a real faint signal. There's this one section I'm working real good where it's the real rich dirt where they didn't really do any excavation. It's where most of the good targets are coming from. I'm just going to pound this area and dig all the trash out of it. It's probably only about a 15 by 15 yard area where there's still stuff left. What's the year on that? 1966. Here's another good signal a little bit above it too. I've just gone back and forth in a cross pattern on this patch like 5 times each direction now, and stuff just keeps coming out. Here's the 1959, first year of the memorial, and it was down underneath this huge rock. It was tricky to separate. I knew there was something good down there because right here there's an overload signal. And there's stuff hiding down in here. Okay, thought I had a hunk of junk. I started wiping it off a little bit. I think this is some kind of really crazy, cool old toy car. Or some kind of something like that. Must be missing some parts or something. Or it could be more of a futuristic design. I don't know. It doesn't seem modern. That's an interesting one there. I'll have to get that cleaned up later.
It turns out this is quite a rare find. This is an original Johnny Lightning die-cast car, specifically the Leapin' Limo, which was released in 1970, only a year after the company's inception. This model comes in multiple colors and in good condition, fetches around $30 on eBay.
Okay, I got a really tight 89-90 signal coming in about 5 inches down. Sounds identical to a clad quarter, but we'll see. Yep, just fell out there. Let's see if it's still a little bit of the older ones. Yeah, still consistent with the other stuff we're finding. 1965 on that one. I'm skipping all the, I'm not filming all the pennies now from the 60s and 70s. There's a lot of them. But there's a quarter. Alright, I'm about to pack it in. I've been out here almost 5 hours. But anyway, I get a real high signal almost on top. I didn't think it was trash though, how tight it was. I thought I had a silver quarter here for a second, but looks like it's some sort of token Oh, it's a presidential token. Yep, one of the Shell gas station presidential tokens. Probably from around the 1950s. Well, kid probably had that on him a long time ago. That's a good find there. I'm happy to pull that. It's been real slow the last couple hours, weeding through all this garbage. Been getting mostly just pennies from the 70s now. Started with the old ones and ended with the newer stuff. Just to give you guys an idea of the kind of trash that's coming out of the skull. This is just some of it. Just cans and bottle caps, all kinds of crap. You name it, it's down in there. That was all dug out on this hunt. Unbelievable. But you gotta dig the bad stuff to get the good stuff.